President Reed, Dean Benham, members of the Board of Trustees, officers of the university, deans and vice presidents, guests of honor, members of the faculty, candidates for graduation, and their family and friends. Welcome to the 154th Annual Commencement of Loyola University Chicago for the Quinlan School of Business. As we begin, I'd like to draw your attention to the university's land acknowledgement statement on the inside cover of your program, honoring the heritage of the grounds we walk. Now, will everyone who is able please stand as the Loyola Wind Ensemble performs the national anthem. We ask that you remain standing until after Dr. A. G. Tassos Miliaris, the Walter F. Milady Senior Professor and Department Chair of Economics, gives the invocation.
Shall we pray? Gracious and loving God, first, we thank you for supporting our students to receive a great education and for helping them to demonstrate the academic knowledge required to be awarded the graduate degrees announced in this ceremony. We are grateful for the opportunity to know the students as we and their families joyfully celebrate their remarkable success. Second, we ask for your almighty hand to be upon our graduates today and always. May they all know that the Quinlan family wishes them much future success in doing well by doing good. Third, looking forward, continue to fill their hearts and minds of these alums with wisdom to become great business leaders and to make a positive difference in our society, remembering that the Quinlan community will be present to offer its blessings as they go through their lives. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Dr. Miliaris. Will everyone please be seated? It is now my pleasure to present Dr. Michael Benham, Dean of the Quinlan School of Business.
Thank you, Provost Callahan. Hello, class of 2024. All of us at Quinlan couldn't be more thrilled to celebrate your accomplishments and the bright future ahead of you. A guiding star of Jesuit education is that we educate people for and with others, as opposed to for and with themselves, which is what most other business schools do. As you experienced in your classes and in your activities here, we asked you to focus on things that matter beyond yourself. It's not about making a quick buck, but how the business skills you gained here can help inspire positive change. It's about marrying profit and purpose. It's about becoming a difference maker. Very soon, you will officially graduate from Quinlan, and wherever you go after you leave here today, I challenge you to truly and completely lean into being a difference maker. The world needs more people like you, and you are uniquely qualified thanks to your Quinlan education. I can't wait to see what you will accomplish. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Dean Benham. With pleasure, I present Marcus Allen McNeil, candidate for the degrees of Master of Business Administration from the Quinlan School of Business and Juris Doctor from the School of Law, who will offer some remarks on behalf of the graduate student community of the Quinlan School of Business.
Well, thank you, Provost Callahan. And good afternoon, President Reed, Provost Callahan, Dean Benham, faculty and administrators, family and friends, and of course, the 2024 graduating class of Loyola University Chicago. My name is Marcus McNeil, and I am an MBA JD graduate. And this afternoon, I want to share with you three things that I've learned from my mother. Let's call them the 3 R's: respect, resilience, and have fun. First, respect. Think about the key principle of Ignatian spirituality, cura personalis. It means care for the person, and in essence, promoting human dignity. And so, simply put, it's respect those around you, even those with whom you vehemently disagree. Second, resilience. Life has a way of knocking you down. One thing many of us all learn, one way or another, is that life doesn't always go according to plan. Adversity does not discriminate. It doesn't care if you're rich, poor, black, brown, or white. It's not a question of if adversity will strike, it's a question of when and how. And most importantly, how you respond to that adversity will define you in that moment. So I lost my mother in the spring quarter in March of 2023 unexpectedly. And I was ready to take a break from school, pack it up, and move back home to Kansas. But then I remembered what my mother told me when I lost my first job right after undergrad. She said, life sucks sometimes, but you have to lick your wounds, learn your lesson, and move forward. We may limp for a little bit, but we have to move forward. And lastly, have fun. No one ever looks back over their life and wishes they had spent one more meeting on their calendar or stayed another hour later at work or even sent that one last email, right? Instead, go to that Little League game, take the day off and show up at your family member's graduation, or go to that friend's birthday party. So whether you are leaving the ceremony today to begin or continue your career, remember the 3 R's: respect, resilience, and have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus. It is now my privilege to welcome back Dean Benham to introduce our commencement speaker.
I'm very pleased to introduce Mr. John Schreiber. John is a graduate of Loyola's Business School and of Harvard Business School. After graduation, he went on to a highly successful career in real estate, including co-founding Blackstone Real Estate Advisors and now serving as president of Centaur Capital Partners. Quinlan students are very familiar with the Schreiber name as they took classes, met with their professors, and studied in the Schreiber Center on Loyola's Water Tower campus. The Schreiber Center was named after John and his wife Kathy in honor of their support of Quinlan, but their support for Loyola and its students extends well beyond the business school, and indeed they have been regularly and extremely generously giving their treasure, their time, and their talent to Loyola for over 50 years. 2 years ago, they made a transformative $100 million gift to Loyola to support students who are historically underrepresented in higher education. It's an opportunity to applaud. Their gift funds full scholarships, room and board, and support services for Black, Latino, first generation, and other ethnically and racially diverse students. And it has inspired additional gifts in support of these students. As John said at the time, he and Kathy feel called to help level the playing field for students and give them access to a Loyola education that can set them up for limitless possibilities. John and Kathy's commitment to helping students overcome barriers is unwavering, and we are delighted and truly honored to have John give our keynote address today.
I call this a zoot suit. I'm not an academic and I'm not used to maneuvering in these outfits, so we all live and learn. Thank you, Dean. I'm going to start by acknowledging that this is a day of accomplishment and celebration. And as I start, I want to give a shout out to the people who have contributed students to your outcome today, including President Mark Reed, Provost Margaret Callahan, obviously Dean Michael Benham, all your teachers and staff support you've had here, and parents and family, which is probably the most important group in supporting you. In my case, my wife and I have had 8 kids and been to plenty of graduations over the years. And my observation of graduations is the most excited people in the room are the parents who know you the longest and who started with you when you were 0. The least excited people, in my experience, are actually the graduates who are sort of tired of school, tired of moving around here. Let's get going and go get on with life. But welcome to all of us, and congratulations to all your supporters. Now, Dean Benham asked me when he called me about this, I said, what am I supposed to talk about? He said, why don't you share your experiences? So what can I share? Well, the first thing I'll say is I've entitled my remarks here for myself, for you, real life starts today. Before, in some sense, you were in a period of dependency. I'm thinking from grade school through high school through undergrad to graduate school. But starting tomorrow, you're in a world of responsibility for yourself. I sat in your chair in 1970 at a business school in Boston, and I sat here 2 years earlier. I was 21 when I was an undergraduate here, and 23 when I was a graduate with a master's degree. Today, unfortunately for me, I'm 77, but life goes on. But I'd say when I sat in your chair graduating from business school, I thought I knew pretty much about life, a little bit about business. I was eager, ready to go, and life would be all fun. As Marcus pointed out, it turns out it's not. But today at 77, I have a little bit different perspective on what life was about than I might have when I sat in your chairs. So I'm going to, as Marcus had his 3 themes, I'm going to share with you 5 themes that were important in my life. I'm going to guess that you're all going to develop your own themes in life. So think about mine, but think about how mine may lead you to yours, because you will develop your own. First theme that I think is important for you all as you're starting out that door is the job and career you're going to select. Some of you may be working already, but probably just starting. Many of you will be starting after graduation. And I would observe that this is fundamentally your first job and the first business you start in is crucial in your lifetime because it sets the tone for a lot of things. One is the knowledge you'll gain not in school now, but in business, in real life. You'll have a boss. It's important to think about, is your boss going to be a good mentor for you? Will your boss put up with your foibles and help you be better in your job working with him? Will your boss have good values, which will be very important in how you develop yours in life? And it goes without saying the business you pick, the industry you're in are also very important. And you've got to think as you're selecting your place to go to work, is this a good long-term environment for me? A couple other things I'd point out for new graduates is you ought to think about the financial opportunity in whatever business you're joining and the time demands you'll have as an employee. One of the things I say about myself when I sat in your chair is I had, walking out the door, a negative net worth. I was married, I had a baby, our first child, and no money. I borrowed my way through undergrad and graduate school, and I was very eager to make money in those days. It's interesting, as I watch my children grow up, people in your generation, I'd say, are less money-focused, interestingly, maybe more experience-focused, which is probably a good thing in life. But there's nothing wrong with wealth creation either, and I'm going to comment on that a little bit later in my remarks. So job and career is theme number 1. Theme number 2 in your life is going to be life relationships. And I would divide your relationships that are coming up now, not your past relationships, into 3 categories. 1 will be business colleagues. You will meet, work with, and become friends with many of the people that you only meet in your business career. And over a lifetime, many of those colleagues and friends will be more friends than colleagues because they'll move on and you'll move on in your life. But your business relationships will become very important in your life. Second is your personal relationships. You have personal relationships that have nothing to do with what you're about to do in business, and you'll have many more in your life. And those are very important for the shared values that you will have with them and for the joint experiences you have with them. And of course, the last set of relationships for many of you will be your own family relationships. You'll have a husband or a life partner, I'll call them. You'll often have children, and you'll have a relationship as a function of your family life as well. And in my remarks here, I put an asterisk by this because it's important to say this for me. My wife is my most important relationship in my life. I met her when I was in high school. I married her a month after I graduated from Loyola. She came with me to business school, suffered through a very difficult time in my life, and has been my partner ever since. And to this day, she is the person I rely on the most, not just for support, but for comments, for judgments, people judgments. I'll ask her about a deal. If I'm chasing a deal, I'll tell her what I'm working on and see what she thinks. And she usually has very good instincts. So your selection of your life partner as you go forward in life is huge. And I sometimes say this, many people have more than one life partner for a variety of reasons. I've been fortunate I had one life partner, and for whatever it's worth, I'd encourage you to think that way, because if you have a life partner, you want to develop a relationship. You want to be a supporter of her or him You want to maintain your relationship and build on it over time because your life partner is critical to your success. Third theme for me is the role of God and faith in my life. And I'm not lecturing you on religion, and I know there's plenty of different religions here represented, but in my experience, religious values, in my case, Catholic values, I was raised a Catholic, went to church every Sunday, gospel values, Christian values, are a very important part of my life and my career. The Jesuit values you've heard so much about here are also, I think, very valuable. Will you be a person for others? Will you care about social justice? Things like that the Jesuits have been teaching for 500 years have an awful lot to do with what we are in life as we go forward. Last thing I'll say, I didn't know this when I sat in your chair. God gave you a lot of talents. You may not know all of them today, but one of your jobs in life is to maximize the outcome of those talents and return them in some way to everyone around you. Family members, business colleagues, even philanthropic pursuits maybe later in your life will be your way of reflecting on the talents that God has given you. Now I lost my last page. Guess what? We may make this a shorter speech than you think. What did I do with my fourth page? So I'm going to go from memory here. I don't know what I said. But the fourth category theme for me are basics like, what is your routine in life? Do you focus on fitness, on health, on understanding the world around you? Are you a reader? Are you a podcast listener? Are you interested in absorbing knowledge? You better be for a variety of reasons in your life. And do you have the kind of commitment to those things that you can transfer to your family members as you go forward? And so, by the way, they do have some remarks here for me. Pardon me. I hope I got one more thing here. When I get to my fifth thing, I asked my wife this thought, and this is her thoughts. I said, Kathy, I want to talk about lifetime qualities that are important in our lives. What would you say about those? She thought for a minute, and she said the following: honesty, integrity, humility, responsibility, leadership, and mentorship. Now, if you take those 6 qualities, you may make your own, but if you take my 6 qualities and you add a lot of work ethic and an awful lot of energy and apply them every day in your life to what you do, business and personal, you're going to have one hell of an outcome in your life, a very positive outcome. So I'll stop here and say, I've had a great life. Michael asked me to share experiences. I built 2 businesses in the real estate business, both of which were very successful. We represented billions and billions of dollars of investor money in those 2 businesses, where we garnered good returns for our investors. Many of them were pension funds for policemen and firemen and teachers, not just wealthy people. I also hired, managed, and developed many employees in my life. I'm in a world real estate where lots of people go lots of different places, so many of the people that I started with have gone on to other businesses or started their own businesses and been successful in their lives. I'm very proud of that. I'm proud my wife and I created 8 children in our lives, and curiously, 18 grandchildren in our lives. And to this day, I still work every day. I still dabble in real estate, but I'm also into philanthropy, as you just heard, and that's a whole new career for me at the end of my first 2 careers. So I would rate my life awfully good, but I do have one regret that I'll share with you today. And that regret is I'm 77. You are all probably in your 20s, maybe a few in your 30s. But the difference between us and the difference between you and your parents is you have your future in front of you. The world is your oyster. So I'd say 2 or 3 quick things. One is make the most of it. Develop your own themes in life and stick to them, but employ them in whatever you're about to do. And don't just think about it for business. I said earlier I wanted to make a living. I did okay at that too, but they're very important in how you relate to your family, your life partner, your children, their friends, and so on and so forth. So, lastly, I'd exhort you, as the Jesuits sometimes say, go out and light the world on fire. And good luck.
Thank you, John, for your thoughtful and inspiring words. Thank you for sharing your life lessons with our graduates. The candidates for master's degrees and certificates will now be presented. Dr. Michael Benham, Dean of the Quinlan School of Business, will make the recommendations to the President, who in turn will confer the degrees and certificates. I invite Dean Benham and President Reed to the podium.
Will the candidates for master's degrees and certificates from the Quinlan School of Business please rise? And you haven't even received your degrees yet. President Reed, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degrees Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Accountancy, Master of Science in Business Data Analytics, Master of Science in Finance, Master of Science in Human Resources and Employment Relations, Master of Science in Information Systems and Analytics, Master of Science in Marketing, Master of Science in Supply Chain Management, and the certificates from the Quinlan School of Business. The candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for their degrees and certificates, and I recommend that these be conferred upon them.
By the authority granted to Loyola University Chicago by the state of Illinois and vested in me by the Board of Trustees of our university, I am pleased to confer upon the candidates the degrees, the master's degrees, and the certificates as recommended by the Dean of the Quinlan School of Business and its faculty. And as a sign of your new academic status, please put on your hoods. Congratulations.
The candidates for master's degrees and certificates will now come forward by degree group to be recognized by name as directed by the marshals. Eve K. Derulis, Director of the Master of Science in Marketing Program and Senior Lecturer, will read the names of the candidates. Candidates who have not been taken out of their rows yet may be seated again. And a special request. Guests, please remain in your seats and hold your applause until all degree groups have been recognized, and this is the important part, so that each candidate's name may be heard by their family and loved ones. Guests are not permitted on the arena floor or near the stage. Professional photographers are taking photos of the graduates, and these photos will be made available to you in the coming days. Thank you for your cooperation.
It is my great pleasure to welcome students receiving their Master of Business Administration. Demilade Ebose Adelakun. Mohamed Al-Hassan. Kevin Blake Alexander. Dalia Almazan, Javier Adrian Alvarado, Ana Aguelo, Karen L. Arroyave, Ramin Awan, Kimberly Bupp, Clifton Baylord, Andrew Kennedy Barclay, Brian Joseph Barron, Olivia Patrina Burns, Allison Marie Berg, Lance Patrick Bame, Magdalena Cabral, Justin T. Calesi, Stefania Camacho Bernal, Kelsey Carey, Maria Carallo Escudero, Christian Paul Cashman, Max Richard Chapman, Jonathan Chen, Isabella Shuref, Isabella Collins, Mackenzie Faith Cronin, Alexandra Domenica Derun, Joseph Donahue, Ashley Doody, Zulema Dorado, Samuel Robert Eggleton, Manuel Edward Esquivel, Mark Finlan, Alyssa Fisher, Kelly Frank, Samantha Kayla Galanopoulos, Katie Marie Gardner, Ashlyn Giardono, Kavanaugh Gray, Brianna Bitting Griffin, Chris M. Harden, Cameron Robert Hilpert, Robert Francis Hogan, Cher Marie Ibrahim, Jason Thomas Janiga, Ronika Jitendranath, Jacob Kaufman, Tsunami Rochelle Keaton. You okay? Hasti J. Kaksari, Jonathan Paul King. Okay. David Joseph Klein, Olivia Grace Knob, Kristen Kubler, Gina Lopez, Andrew Jack Lynn, Allison Mary Majok, Sharon Letitia Mullane, Francis Ryan Maloney, Carolina Manrique, Marcus Allen McNeil, Olivia Tunsil Mason, Eman Mazrur, Oksana Matitsiva, Adam Bernard Matthews. Emily Ann McAllister. Kylie Ann McDermott. Jordan Ariel McLean. Justin Andrew Mullen. Arucelia Iliana Mercado. Tatiana Rayon Miller. Jokari Cameron Mitchell. Sean Morris. Kevin Mullinger. Robert John Murray. Alina Adelis Navaretti. Anthony Vincent Neri. Robert Alex Nemichek. Emma Nolan. Sophia Margaret Nolan. Madison Ogre. Nicoletta Marie Orlando. Darshan Dharmesh Patel. Virot Smitesh Patel. Julia Anna Paturek. Catalina Lillian Pavon. Daniel Petrick. Jennifer Marie Perraud. Angelina C. Persilio. Matthew Roger Romberg. Roberto Mario Roja Capo. Viva. Dimitrios Roumanivis. Ian Hesh Rosenberg. Abigail Scheid. Hannah Shunjin. Nicholas Joseph Sudo Sclafani. Marta Maria Sedin. Natalie Rose Schaefer. Adem Shala. Fatima Sharif. Adil Shokat. LaShonda Smith. Sarah Dixon Spivey. Kelsey Margaret Stalen. Gabriela Silva Stern. Aaron Isaac Strauss. Adalberto Suarez. Julie Thielman. Hannah Fusen. Francesca Tuma. Amber Townsend. Donish Rayon Umar. Alexander John Vanderwerken. Jill Marie Wenninger Lowley. Anne Jacqueline Whiting. Courtney T. Williams. Yanni Thomas Zendefis. Let's congratulate all our newly minted MBAs. What is it? Master of Science in Accounting. Receiving their degree in Master of Science in Accounting, Joseph Victor Cherian. Sophia Dillon. Grace Elizabeth Finnegan. Megan Lee Fowler. Naziva Ikromova. Julian Daniel Jaramillo. Nehal Kaur. Blake Joseph Landry. Lane Michael Lazarski. Kristen Abigail Layton. Xiaoying Liu. Chris Okupe. Ashka Junmije Patel. Thomas Sardi. Frank Segan. Brian John Voigt. Congratulations to our new MSA students. Now receiving their degrees, Master of Business Data Analytics, forgive me, Cameron John Arkestein. May Komuro. Delaney Jeanette Lentz. Congratulations to our new MSBDA students. Now receiving their Master in Finance, Christopher Michael Devaney. Nolan Robert Doherty. Alexandru Gilța. Evangelina Gutierrez. Sean Matthew Hentz. Alexis Alina Jackson. Andrew Peter Schweinert. Daniel Craig Simanowski. Jack William Yentz. Congratulations. Now receiving their Master in Human Resources and Employment Relations and also receiving an MBA, Esperanza Benitez. Kayla Cleveland. Jorge R. Kotasquipe. Elizabeth Hedke. Derlin Simone Horton. Tamika Renee Love. McKinley Elise Lovell. Noreen Teresa Morgan. Hannah Mitchell Ogren. Faith Josephine Price. Chloe Sinead Tompkins. Nazdozi Anaeli. Congratulations to all our newly minted MSA students. So who's receiving their degree in Information Systems and Analytics, Matthew Joseph Latham. Mark Mitchell Magdaleno. Veronica Materna. Paige Jo Marie Morton. Osama Munamar. Christopher Daniel Munez. Erith Yorkshire Netzer. Anthony Pio Pacheco. Bhavana Pravataneni. Krusha U. Patel. Yash Sanjay Kumar Patel. Eric Otto Perry. Timothy Joseph Radke. Lacey Victoria Schwind. William Stevens. Robert Strobel. Congratulations. Now receiving their Master of Science in Marketing, Yasmin Su Zara Amer. Justin Peter Asque Trinidad. Isabel Grace Betcher. Shri Pranavi Brahmamdam. Tanya Eunice Donacimento. Divisha Harish Dolwani. Lee Edwards. Malvi Suketu Gandhi. Maria Garcia Garcia Sogandares. Bettina Sofia Iglesias Moscuso. Anime Reimers. Carlos H. Sarg Sosa. Jaime Roberto Sepulveda Madera. Kimberly Sujin Tejada Kim. Xishan Chuan. Congratulations to our new MSM students. Now receiving their degree, Master Supply Chain Management. Jose Antonio Gonzalez Niera. Tejaswini Laxman Mendon. Catherine Sands. Seth Thompson. Congratulations to our new supply chain management graduates. And receiving her Master of Human Resource and Employment Relations certificate, Sneha Wichandi. Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations to the class of 2024 graduates from the Quinlan School of Business. One more round. Please direct your attention to the screens as we stream a video message from the Loyola Alumni Association, followed by remarks by President Mark Reed.
Hello from Chicago. My name is Thad Wong from the class of 1996, and I am co-CEO of At Properties Christie's International Real Estate. I wish you all a big congratulations on one of the greatest accomplishments in your life, your graduation. After graduation, you are automatically welcomed as part of the Loyola University Chicago Alumni Association. It is now my pleasure to turn it over to my fellow alumnus, Dr. Steven Squinto. Dr. Squinto has had a remarkable career in the biotechnology company building and investing space. Speaking to you from Palm Beach, Florida, Dr. Steven Squinto.
Thanks, Thad, and congratulations to all of our graduates. I graduated from Loyola with 2 degrees. I am currently with JP Morgan Asset Management. I serve as the Chief Investment Officer and the Managing Partner of our newly created Life Sciences Private Capital Group. Loyola's goal is to find a meaningful way for all of our alumni to remain engaged with the university. For example, you can stay connected through Loyola's mentorship program, Loyola Linked. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Glennis Green. Dr. Green serves as the co-founder and executive director of the Black Researchers Collective. She joins us from Chicago, Illinois.
Thank you, Dr. Squinto, and congratulations, everyone. My name is Dr. Glennis Green, aka Dr. G, and I'm a 2009 graduate from the College of Arts and Sciences. A great way to stay in touch with Loyola is to keep in contact with professors and staff or attend one of the many alumni events. There will always be a way for you to stay connected. There are regional Rambler communities that you can be a part of, including in San Francisco, home of Reach Capital, co-founder and Loyola alum Jennifer Caroline. Jennifer taught in traditional public schools for 7 years, pursued an MA in education from Stanford, then went on to learn the craft of venture capital for almost a decade before co-founding Reach Capital.
Thank you so much, Dr. Green. I graduated from Loyola in 1997 from the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm a co-founder and partner at Reach Capital. Loyola was the first real mission-driven organization that I was a part of, and it had a major impact on my career, including the founding of Reach, a mission-driven venture fund focused on education. And it is so important to remain part of our community. So let's stay in touch. I urge you to take full advantage of these opportunities. Congratulations again on your graduation from Loyola University Chicago. You should be very proud. The best is yet to come. Go Ramblers!
Graduates, it occurred to me as the names were being read and you're coming across the stage that most of you actually have to go to work tomorrow. That's not true for the Quinlan undergraduates who graduated earlier today. It's never lost on me or on anyone here at Loyola that many of our graduate students, particularly students pursuing master's degrees, are doing this while balancing families, other considerations, as well as full-time jobs. And it truly is inspiring to see all of you so dedicated and here today. So while you may have to go to work tomorrow, or perhaps maybe you have a kind boss who gave you the day off, at least have a wonderful celebration this evening with your family and friends. And on behalf of the faculty, the staff, and the entire Loyola University Chicago community, I do want to offer you my heartfelt and deepest congratulations on this very special day. And of course, I want to welcome your families and your friends who are joining us here in the arena and all those that are watching online the live feed. Now, graduates, if you will indulge me, I ask you to please stand. Now, all of you here have already graduated from college once before. Okay, so this is not necessarily a new experience, although perhaps some of you didn't attend your undergraduate graduation, so we're glad you're here today. But there are people here in the arena or watching online who we want to thank, and I ask you to acknowledge, because these are people whose dreams of this day and of the graduations that you've had before, they stretch all the way back to, of course, when you were born. And I'm talking, of course, about your parents and other family members. And they're also our friends who provided advice, support, and companionship to you throughout your lives and on this specific journey through business school. So you know where they are in the arena, so turn to them and give them a grateful round of applause. I can always count on one. Years from now, few, if any of you, will remember the president of Loyola University Chicago, who spoke at your graduation ceremony or greeted you as you came across the stage. Of this, I am absolutely certain, and it's just fine with me, because you will vividly remember the people that you should remember, and those are the remarkable faculty and staff that you encountered here, because you're going to benefit from their insight and care for the rest of your lives. And so, please honor the Loyola faculty and staff who share in your achievements and celebration, and join me in saying thank you to them. And we have already heard wonderful reflections and remarks from Marcus and from Mr. Schreiber. So you can relax. I'm not going to make you stand there very long. This is going to be quite brief. I simply say to you that you have been privileged to be part of the Jesuit educational experience that is nearly 500 years old and more than 150 years old here at Loyola and in Chicago. And we seek to educate and to form in you the next generation of leaders who will be capable of shaping the future with competence, vision, justice, and charity, with a sense of calling, a purpose, and with concern for all of the human family. And you have received much during your time here at Loyola. But remember that your education ultimately isn't just for you. It's for you to serve and to make a difference in your community, your family, your chosen professions, and of course, the lives of others. So you can go forward, and please do, and embrace your futures boldly and confidently. But always remember that you're loved. We love you. Your parents, family, and friends love you. Your God loves you. Thank you very much. The graduates, you now may sit. And I do invite everyone else here in the arena who is able to please stand and join me in a special blessing upon our graduates. The blessing will display on the screens in the arena, and it's also available on the last page of the program book. And I invite you to extend your hands above our graduates and join me in saying, may God bless you and sustain you on this your graduation day. May the Creator of this vast universe keep you safe as you go forth from this place that has nourished your mind and your soul. May the Almighty look down upon you and give you success in all your endeavors, courage in all your struggles and challenges, understanding in all that is new to you, wisdom to choose what is right and to do what is good, perseverance in all you undertake, serenity and peace in the knowledge that you are not alone, that you are loved. And may the Lord of all look kindly upon you this day and forever. Amen. Congratulations, class of 2024.
Will our graduates please rise? It is now my privilege to invite Madeline Rose Morrison, candidate for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Vocal Performance, and Bachelor of Business Administration, Management cum laude, although she received her degree this morning. So she's a fellow Quinlan alum. She will lead the community in the Loyola University alma mater. Madeline will be accompanied by the Loyola Wind Ensemble. thank you to all of our talented musicians. Let's give them a round of applause. We ask that the audience please be seated until the recessional from the stage and the graduates have left the arena. Following the recessional, please join the graduates for a reception in the atrium.